What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Average Rose Media. If you're new here, my name is Nick, and if you're just joining us, consider hitting that subscribe button. We put out videos every Monday, and we'd love to have you guys along for the ride. But today we're gonna be working on the 350Z, doing a few more drift modifications to get this thing track ready. So today we're going to be installing a set of Street Fraction front and rear bash bars, and I wasn't going to do these for a while, but then they had a 25% off sale and I couldn't help myself. So we picked up these bars. Let me show them to you real quick and then we'll start taking the bumpers off the car to get these guys installed. So here are the bash bars. For the front one, I just opted for their basic option, no jack point or anything like that. I figure you're not going to really be jacking the car up from the front. You know, tire changes are only really happening in the rear. So with the basic one there, and for the rear, I opted for the jack point so it makes tire changes at the track really easy. But I am super stoked on these. Like, they're just beautiful pieces. I have some other Street Faction stuff and I've always been impressed with it, but it's really a shame that these are bash bars that are probably gonna take some impact and that they're covered up by the bumper, because, like, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the powder coated finish is just gorgeous. The welds are really nice. It's got gusseted pieces here for added strength. So just really high quality stuff. Definitely stoked to get some more Street Faction parts on the car. Okay, so I have the car facing forward in the garage, so I figure we'll start with the front one here. I've never taken this bumper off, but from what I've seen, there is a bolt down here that we'll need to pull off, and then I think there's just some clips that run along there inside the hood. So I'm gonna throw you guys on a tripod and start tearing this bumper off. Bumper is off the car, so now we just need to pull off the OEM Crash Beam, which is just connected with 4 bolts. I'll show you guys that real quick. So it's got 4 bolts, 2 up top, 2 down below. So it should be pretty easy to get this guy off. So I'm gonna pull that off, throw you guys back on the tripod, and then we will get the new one on. We got the OEM Crash Beam off, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Street Faction one back on. It uses OEM hardware and OEM mounting location, so it should go on super easily. I'm excited to see this thing on the car, and then we'll get some shots of it once it's on the car to show you guys what it looks like. The front bash bar is on and looking sick, so let me show you what this thing looks like. I'd say it's looking pretty good, and the front is definitely ready for battle out on the track. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the bumper back on, flip the car around, and then we'll start looking at the rear. Front bumper is back on the car. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it around, but first I'm gonna give you guys a little cold start because this thing sounds so good. All right, got the car flipped around, so I'm gonna start taking the back bumper off so that we can get the bash bar on. I just looked up how to take this bumper off because I've never done it before, and unfortunately there's an ungodly amount of clips, bolts, and everything that can be holding this bumper on, even to the point where I think there's like some clips in here that you have to pull off once you get everything unhooked, which is just a total pain in the ass, like far more than any other bumper I've done. And for like a drift car, the bumper might be getting like taken on and off frequently is gonna be a total hassle. But I'm gonna go ahead and start here. You gotta take the tail lights off. There's bolts up in here that need to be taken off, and then a few on the bottom side, like under here. Well, this should be fun, so I'm just gonna time lapse through it, get this done real quick, and then we'll start looking at tackling the new bash bar, getting that on there, and wrap this up. All right, well, as far as I can tell, everything is disconnected, but there is an insane amount of bolts and clips, but I think we're good to go. So I've been told to just give it a nice yeet right up along here and hope it comes off. So let's hope nothing breaks. out successfully, only lost one clip along the way, and given that there's like 50 other ones, I think we'll be good. As you can tell, the bumper is off, so we're gonna start pulling off this stock crash bar, which just has a few bolts in there. Again, it's just for connecting them. So I'm gonna throw you guys back on a tripod and get this thing off. So the crash beam's kind of two pieces. You have to unbolt the actual bar or beam, whatever it is, from these plates, and then within there's 4 bolts that will pull off, and then that's where the street faction mount will go on there, I believe. Should probably double check that, but it looks like that's where the holes are. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbolt these guys here, do the same on the other side, and then we'll get that street faction on. First side off, and there's actually 6 bolts. They're really making us work for it here. So 2 up top, 2 up bottom, and 1 on each side. So I'm gonna pop this side off real quick. All right, we're all cleaned up, ready for the street faction to go on. You know I had to take a sec to polish up the exhaust just because it was exposed, so why not? So I'm gonna throw you guys back on the tripod, start bolting this up, and then I think we'll go take some pictures of it while the bumper's off. Boom, and just like that, the rear bash bar is on, and that had to be one of the simplest installs once you get the bumper off. It's just 5 bolts on each side. It fit up perfectly, so good on your street faction. That thing is killer. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Woo! Looking hot. Hot boy. Looking real good with the jack point there. Like I said, this thing mounted up to the stock location super nicely. So I think what I'm gonna do is throw the taillights back on here and then go get some pictures of it for like the thumbnail and just have photos of it installed at this spot across the street. So let me throw the taillights on real quick. There it is. This thing looks so good, it almost makes me want to like trim the back bumper just like right above the bash bar to let it show, but I think we'll just go with the incognito look. Keep it real simple. Not draw any extra attention from the cops, but yeah, that looks sweet. Super stoked on how the street faction bar looks on the car, just top-notch quality. But yeah, I'm gonna take this across the street and let's go shoot some photos real quick. So I've got the car parked behind me here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a few pictures, show you guys what it looks like just on camera in the spot that we're shooting, and then go back, throw the bumper on, and get this job finished up. All right, we're back home now, but I got some sick shots at that location and found a second location that I didn't show you guys. So if you're not already, follow us on Instagram, Average Bros Media. I'm gonna be posting more shots there. It's one thing I've been wanting to focus on more, is just shooting more car photography. I bought myself Lightroom and just want to get out and shoot more. So definitely follow us on Instagram. But I'm trying to get the bumper back on here, and I think I might need to wait till Lewis gets here later on to help wrap it up, because there's like these 2 clips you have to like slide them on each side. And like every time I get one on, the other side pops off. So I'm probably just gonna like put it in the garage and have Lewis help me finish up the bumper later. But let me show you guys kind of what it looks like with the bumper like mostly on. So as you can see, the bumper's on in the center part. So that gives you an idea of like what shows of the jack point with the stock bumper. Like about an inch or so. I'm not huge on the look of seeing that, to be honest, but we're gonna get a new kit down the road that has a little bit like lower profile bumper, and that'll take care of that. But that's gonna wrap up today's video. The 350Z is becoming more and more of a drift car each week, and I cannot wait to get it out on the track, having it drivable and starting to add some like these additional mods and like that kind of stuff. It's just getting me super hyped, and I cannot wait to get it out on the track after New Year's. We're like somewhat on track for that. I'm waiting on an oil cooler, which I'll get when I get back down to California after my visit to Seattle around Christmas time. So I'm thinking within January, we should be out on the track, and there should be a video of that. But as always, thank you guys for joining us, and until next week, peace out.